you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavers your say in autonomy. The conglomerate's got you in lock and key. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasure's exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slum. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print. You should've read the fine print, my friend. Should've read the fine print.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Man and Pot Studios. I am Karen Rollinsmore, and I am joined, as usual, with the rest of the crew.
I'm JStation64, playing Swimsy the Dwarf, who's not very excited about weapons sales.
Hi, I'm Krifu Bernal, and I'm playing Yeva, the Sarkeesian Witch Warper, who's a little worried about working with crime syndicates.
I'm Crit Commissions. I'm playing Trix, the human operative. She is slightly concerned about the iron stomach of the crew.
I am Retro Ted. I'm playing Jahir, and I'm also concerned about the state of space food in my bowels.
Okay, with that, we shall just do a quick recap. Last week we saw... Where did we start last week? It's blurred.
You were flying from Absalon Station.
Yes, we had just finished our Netflix and Space Flicks and Chill session.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it turns out Jahir was with us the whole time.
Hiding here in the closet.
Yeah, they were just hazing you. It was what they do with all the new recruits. It's like, in the closet you go. You'll do all the time when you need it.
But go find us a long stand, will you? Yeah.
I was in the secret cupboard no one knew about. So.
And you arrived in orbit around Poste. You landed.
Sorry.
You got charged for just about everything you wanted to do, whether it be breathe, drink, park. Everything cost on Poste. And it turns out most of the crew are broke.
I think I'm down to 2 credits. I spent like 1 maybe on something.
I mean,
that makes you the second richest person in the group, I think.
Yeah, I got 0.
we have no one to blame but EJ.
What?
For the fact that we're poor.
That's fair enough. I shouldn't have.
I mean, Edge.
Yeah, you're never going to get that bonus.
Possibly not, especially seeing as how, you go into a bar fight, kind of.
What?
Somebody brought in a bounty. The bounty escaped. They blamed it on you. Combat started up. And nothing happened, and then you got sent into the back room.
I think we handled that better than most law enforcement agencies would have handled that. We completely...
True.
Yeah, let's not get too political on that one.
Fantastical police forces. Sorry.
And then you met with a drow who was your point of contact, basically giving you the briefing and the fact that you were to take 50 tons of weapons to Vorhawks to deliver them to a hobgoblin invasion force. And yeah.
We're occupiers, right? They're not.
Yeah, they're the occupier. They're the occupation force. They're invading a mining planet of Vorhawks. And yeah, you jumped. The cargo got delivered to a ship, loaded on with the help of some half-orcs. And Flibbity Flob, you then set off for Vorhawks. Due to Trix's fantastic navigation, it took 11 days. And then a further 5 days.
Not my proudest moment.
You're having so much fun with the team building and camaraderie.
Yeah, we did a bunch of teamwork. We did practicing. basically the Power Rangers now.
Yeah. And you arrived in Vorhox and were met by a Gideon attack vessel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That came in over the comms. This is a Gideon Authority attack vessel, Falchion. Identify yourselves and your mission. And that is where we ended.
I was so preoccupied with thinking about the level up that I completely forgot.
Yeah, you all leveled up. Does anybody have anything they want to announce for their level up? Or do we want to keep everything secret and everything come out in the wash?
I mean, we're level 2. I don't know how much there is to announce at level 2.
Fair enough. I've just listened to some podcasts where it's like, my reflex saving throws are now +2, and it's like, yeah, get over yourself.
Maybe it felt a little. See, this is the first. I've run lots of Starfinder, but this is the first full campaign I've gotten to be a player in. And I'm starting to rethink my leveling practices because level 2 felt a little underwhelming. Am I the only one who maybe felt that way?
First time I've been on level 2, so it's all good for me.
The best it's ever been.
Trying to remember what you either got for level 2.
Right, that's the issue. Maybe it's a Witch Warper thing. It could just be Witch Warpers because I can't. I learned a spell, but I can't cast any more spells per day than I could before.
You got your paradigm. You got a paradigm shift thing.
Yes, it's just. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, it says that Asmo said in the chat. I really don't think spellcasters tend to have it rough until you get your second level spells.
that.
I find.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 100%.
And also, it's all about the spells. So it's like you could have dropped a spell, taken another spell to keep things fresh.
I guess I could have. I'm excited to see what the future holds.
Which
You
is
got some good spells though as well. You got some good choices to support.
Yeah.
But yes, unless any does anybody else want to complain about their level up? I can take it away,
I also had 0 combat increase, but I've taken an alternate archetype of the free trader. So I'm now a savvy merchant who is very good at the merchanty things. I get rerolls and bonuses and whatnot. So that would be interesting when we get to that kind of stuff.
That's not entirely true. We do get a bab now.
Oh yes!
Oh my god, we can draw weapons while moving. That is probably the most exciting thing about this level up.
It's a moment now that I can just forget that people don't have babs at first level, and it's like you move, you draw your weapon, it's done. You know, it's flavor it up and narrate it if you want, where it's like you drop your sword and pull out a pistol as you take 5-foot step back and shoot them in the face. But at the same token, now I can just assume that when you're running at somebody or doing anything, you've just got your weapon in hand. So rough on that first level where not everybody's got a bab, and it's like, so do you have a bab? And could you actually draw and shoot on the same turn? And was it out? Yeah. Now everybody can just draw and shoot. Just getting back to J-Station's Flimsy's archetype, it's a really interesting one which actually grows as you level, but it doesn't actually interfere as much with a lot of the other archetypes where it's like every couple of levels you have a choice of taking a thing or you have to take the thing and it taking away from your main class. But it's not a very powerful archetype, it's just a free trader which will come to play a lot more later in the campaign, I feel.
It's super thematic. I like it a lot.
Hopefully a worthwhile investment.
I honestly think it is. I think it's worthwhile that somebody on board the ship has it.
Cool.
Especially the old hand.
I'm getting used to this business now.
Yeah, and you're also a bit of a quartermaster as it stands. But anyway, you have been healed by the falchion. Are you replying?
Of course. I think Flimsy should do it, though.
Engage all weapons.
Okay. We don't have any.
That's a great point. No weapons. Flimsy, say something mercantile.
What was the message we got, sorry?
Just as I clicked away from it. This is the Gideon Authority attack vessel Falchion. Identify yourselves and your mission.
Good evening, Gideon Authority Falchion. It's a pleasure to see you. We're here with a delivery for you.
Say who we are. Say who we are.
We're with Edge. If you can't tell from our wonderful ship out, you can see from your targeting scanner with your many arrays of weapons. We are the BD 514, and we're here to deliver some weapons to your friends down on the surface.
Where are you to deliver the weapons?
We are heading to a labor camp 1120.
And your contact is?
Commander Vash.
We are going to scan your ship
Scan away, my good friend.
and check that your cargo matches your manifest.
Should be 50 tons of weapons on board. Enough for
Hold,
us.
please. And, they initiate a scan of your ship.
He was delightful, wasn't he?
Do we actually see it? Is there like a beam going across, or is it just
Wow.
like...
Actually, no, because it always seems a bit strange when it's like a laser piercing through the ship going down. It's like, that's dangerous.
It's just a little progress bar and a window going up.
Is anybody doing anything?
Striking a pose.
Nobody brought anything else on board other than...
No.
Racking my brain to see what illegal things I might have.
Do they appear to be the vessel they claim to be? I can't imagine these random pirates, but...
You would have to perform a scan of your own.
Don't think it's a smart plan to scan the combat vessel that's got us locked. Unless anybody else thinks it's a good idea.
A big gunship, I think maybe if we just sort of...
It's ballsy, I like it.
A scan is not an offensive action.
Is that normally, or is that usually?
No, because
light probing.
it's essentially the same as a sense motive, especially in this case where it's like, are they who they say they are?
We'll give it a scan and see if we have any hope of even running away from this thing, maybe.
All right. Make me a computers check.
There we go. That is a 20.
20.
Computers check from Flimsy.
You are going to get something I just wish I had written down. The DC. The DC. Does it tell me? I'm pretty sure it tells me something in this.
DC 20. You learn you will not win this fight.
You learned 3 things. The Falchion is it does identify itself as a Falchion. It's a sword class attack vessel of the Gideon Authority, manufactured by the Gideon Authority. It's classified as a medium explorer with the speed of 8. Appears to be drift capable. It has 55 hull points and 40 shields. And its turret is a coil gun.
Is it pointed at us?
It is armed and it is pointed at you. Nightbot's doing a thing. Oh, no, Krufu's already on it. Carry on. So yes, they are who they claim they are.
How far are we from
A few moments pass, and the con kicks back in. This is the Falchion. Your cargo matches your explanation. We have contacted Commander Vash. You are to land at Labor Camp 1120. Any deviation from the assigned flight plan, and you will be met by sustained anti-aircraft fire. Falchion out. And they cut
You
the
contact them again, or are they just gone?
they cut contact. You could try ringing them back if you want to ask something.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go on.
I suppose that could be taken as threat, but honestly, it sounds like this job will be pretty easy. We've got armed escort, yes?
That's what I was going to ask. See if they're giving us an escort into this potentially hairy war zone, or we're on our own. Are they flying with us, or?
No, they are. They were in orbit when you arrived, and they came to meet you.
Well,
Flimsy
you could ring them up. You could do a wide area sweep to see what's out there.
I think Yi was right in that this is an easy job. We should kind of crack onto it. We'll pat Trix on the shoulder. It's on you now. You stay straight and narrow. Save us from being blown to pieces, maybe.
And just think, as soon as we finish this, it'll be a quick trip back home to Absalom, huh?
Only 6 days.
Or less.
I'll take us out of hovering mode and take us in.
All right. You take them in. Are you sticking to the assigned flight plan?
I am, yes.
Oh, good. Because otherwise, this would have been a very sudden end to this adventure.
Right on the edge of it, but.
I'm like, I'm gonna go outside in my lane.
See all the guns like targeting and then going back to normal. And then
Stay in your lane.
At some point, they just shoot you because it's I know they're testing our defenses. Just blow them out of the air. But no. Trix is playing nice, and as the BD-514 descends through the clouds towards its destination, signs of war and conflict quickly become apparent. Blast craters and wrecked vehicles, pockmarked fractured highways, shattered stumps of smokestacks rise from shut-down factories, and tracks of hobgoblin war machines crisscross the countryside. Labour Camp 1120 comes into sight, a large rectangular compound nestled against the foot of a mountain, surrounded by high walls and spiral barbed wire, accessed by a single enormous gate and protected by multiple guard towers with gun emplacements. A flat landing area with several rugged, prefabricated buildings, including a barracks, mess, crew quarters, and storage depot. But it also sports a large collection of plastic shelters that look like they offer little protection from the elements.
What is the atmosphere like?
Yeah.
What is the atmosphere like? Is it usable? Do we need our suits? Or?
It's a little bit chilly, but your suit should keep you warm enough not to have to worry about environmental protection.
Right. I think I did a culture check last time. So it's a frigid tundra. But the weird thing is that there's a whole bunch of like strange off-planet creatures that appeared here sometime during the gap. And the star metal, of course.
It had more mass than you'd expect. Something along those lines.
Yeah, the planet has above average gravity, but is below average size, indicating an above average mass. No, above average mass, standard gravity, smaller size. So it all balances out.
Yep.
Okay.
Primarily populated by humans, dwarves, and Sheeran.
And now hobgoblins.
Right, that as well.
There must be a place for us to land, so I'm gonna find it and park the ship.
Yep, there's a flat landing area. There we go. Sorry, I'm just reading some notes here, and one of the words is spelled wrong. Hobgoblin soldiers patrol and guard locations throughout the camp. But as you come into land, you can see that most of the population consists of dwarves, humans, and Shirin prisoners, including some children.
Oh.
Can we tell how's it going? Is one side obviously winning or losing?
From this vantage point, it seems like the hobgoblins are winning because the prisoners are prisoners. There's no active fighting.
Okay.
Did we see
No one's
active?
like targeting us.
No, nothing is targeting you.
Did we see any active fighting on the way in, or was it just the ruins of fighting?
You saw flashes and explosions in the distance, but nothing close by.
Well, what do we think? Is it does it look like a normal job? I'm not used to these kind of things.
It's a normal job.
Okay.
Seems like
I
a
still
normal
put 3
weapons
seatbelts
job.
on.
I guess.
Sometimes you're working for the bad guys. Sometimes you're working for the good guys. You don't know. And you should never ask.
Okay, so the first rule is don't ask.
Well, that was the first rule of this job. I think that was in our contracts.
It was actually, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't so much in the contracts. It was just don't ask too many questions from Tarika.
And Torika usually
is that
knows
Torika?
best.
As you land, you see a group of 5 hobgoblins, coming towards the ship, waiting for you to alight your vessel.
Yeah, seeing how pleasant and friendly these folk are, Flimsy will have gotten together all of the material in the most officious way to be able to present.
Yep.
The labeled binder.
Make my way down to the hangar.
Is there pictures? Is it?
Funny you should mention pictures.
No, I meant pictures in his.
It just looks like someone stuck a goblin's head on top of a very tall body.
Yeah, and it's like squashed. They had very low roofs, but their bodies developed regularly anyway.
I suppose they could have been raised in 0G. That would have given them long limbs, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think there is actually something about that in Hobgoblin.
I can't tell whether the gnome man symbol on the lieutenant is saying that they don't like men or they don't like humans.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Or just no toilets.
No man! No man! That's not what hobgoblins sound like.
Gonna see them and be like, oh well, I'll go the other way. So
Are you alighting your ship?
Mm-hmm.
Flimsy, I just wanted a word. Would do, which one of us is taking point on these things? Because I kind of felt that we were treading on each other's toes in the station last time. I just wanted to be clear. Are you point man? Am I point man?
well, looking at the array of weaponry in front of us here, I'm happy to let the expert take point here.
He laughs nervously, not sure whether he's being played a fool or not. Okay, yes, no, that's fine. So I assume we're opening the doors.
Just a second. So Jahir's point person, I will kind of take a deep breath and move iridescent energy into you and cast Charming Veneer to give you that +1 on whatever charisma check you make.
I hope you're good at talking to people, buddy. I pat him on the back.
And he walks out.
Don't worry, we're right here. I think it's best we present a strong, united front here. Show no weakness, sort of thing.
I don't have much experience, but in talking, but let's just do it. It can go good or bad. There's only one way to find out. And he sort of starts to not strut out. I was going to say that's the wrong word. edge out in a good way.
Swagger?
I can't speak.
Somebody's going to strut out.
Yeah, it's going to swag.
Strut out behind.
A female hobgoblin officer strides forward, waving a data pad and a squad of troops at her back. What are you doing here? This camp isn't cleared for civilian access.
Does no one inform these people of anything?
I've just been informed that you're here to deliver 50 tons of personal armaments. You can't... Look around you. This is a prison camp. You can't be going unloading that kind of weaponry here.
Flimsy, do you want to take this?
No, Jimmy, your point, man.
We all shove you forward. Like, no, you're the big strong one.
Right, look, we're not civilians. Do I look like a civilian? We're here to do a job. Flimsy back there's got the paperwork. You either let us do our job and we can get out of here, or we leave and you can explain to your superiors what's going on.
You think it's a good idea to unload 50 tons of laser rifles and grenades just a few feet away from these desperate swarms of vermin? She gestures towards dwarven, human, and Shimmerin prisoners in threadbare and sometimes tattered clothing hiding inside cheap plastic shelters or in shambling in and out of the mine entrance under the close eye of Gideon guards. Some eye your starship curiously, while also trying to avoid the attention of the soldiers. We don't even have a place to store them.
Well, I don't like flying around in a big tin can, but, needs must. We either drop it off or we take it with us and you have to explain.
Can I... This is where we were told to bring the weapons, right? This is out of character.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
This is totally where you're supposed to be meeting them.
Can I roll a sense motive? Like, what happened? What's going on? Why is there confusion here about this?
Just tell them to get the commander.
Right.
You can roll a sense motive.
Can we communicate to each other without them hearing? Like on
No.
comms or...
Officially, no, but at the same token, if you just want to confer a little bit amongst yourselves, I'm not too bad.
Dirty 20 on sense motive.
Nice.
Dirty 20. They seem to be put out like they weren't expecting a delivery here. They feel that this is a logistics snafu. Typical military stuff in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's weird. All right. So I'll kind of poke a finger up, which is kind of funny considering that she's the tallest person around. And be like, "Excuse me, Lieutenant, should we be taking the weapons elsewhere?"
Well, I'm not signing off from this. We have an armory up the mountain, and I've got a couple of trucks here. Can I even spare some soldiers to drive one of them for you? But if you want payment, you're going to have to take this lot up the mountain.
We've got a spaceship right there. It's already the weapons are already on it.
Yes, and where do you propose that you land on top of the mountain?
I am a very good pilot.
We could just open the door, shake it around a bit, and fly.
Okay.
Well, that's my offer. A couple of vehicles and a couple of soldiers to protect you on your way up there.
Protection from what?
You're in the middle of a war zone.
Worried about?
Don't you think that a vehicle traveling with this many weapons would be an easy... Do you want to make an easy target of yourselves?
No, we definitely don't, ma'am. Would Commander Vash be on the mountain or nearby somewhere?
Yeah, Commander Vash is up at the armory.
All right, that's
Can you radio ahead and tell them we're coming so they don't shoot us as we get out the car?
You don't have another lack of communication.
I'll see that they're informed.
Okay, all right. Then your people can help us unload.
No. My people are here to guard the compound.
So you not
Your shipment, you unload it.
Yes, ma'am. And she almost salutes.
Trix is looking around, like ready to argue the point that, you know, this wasn't in the contract. They can unload. Like,
So,
no, put
yeah.
it out.
You can leave us civvies to unload these weapons in front of the vermin, as you say. That seems all above board. I'm sure your cook, Commander Vash, will be delighted to hear how it's gone. Let's get to work, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And barely
we're
before you
ready.
finish even talking, they just turn off and start heading to one of their buildings.
You're gonna charge them extra for this, right? This wasn't in the contract.
Lindsay's already like trying to add it into the contract. Unloading hours. It's locked.
He is just nervously. He was trying to get Trix's attention to see if he should, separate the man's head from his body, but he couldn't actually read whether she was in agreement or not. So he's still a bit flustered. Did I do good, or should I,
Did you hear you did a good. The last thing we want to do is behead a lieutenant in the middle of their encampment.
I know,
went in
but he was
strong.
talking. I don't like talking. It's.
Then why did you want to take point?
Because I thought we were going to attack things. We're in a war zone, as you pointed out.
Yeah, but we're also just delivering weapons to a guy.
Well, okay.
I
Next
don't
time,
know.
Lindsay, if we're
Flimsy, we
attacking
can
stuff,
both take point.
Hi. If we're attacking stuff, you take point. If we're about to make a trade, I'll take point. If that's okay.
Do we need like a safe word, like a attack, when's good to chop people's heads off and when's not? Or
You can feel free to choose a safe word.
I shall. No, I've got a few. I shall think of them.
How did this not come up in the training we were just doing?
You've still got your head, haven't you?
I just want this job to be over as fast as possible. The vibes are all kinds of off.
You said some people were eyeing us. Are they still eyeing us?
Give me a perception check.
Don't get involved, Flimsy. The moment you get involved, ignorance is no longer a bliss.
17 from Flimsy.
Yeah, you see, as you start unloading, you can see that the prisoners are eyeing you with curiosity, but as soon as you look anywhere near their direction, they divert their gaze and get back to what they were doing. You see a number of hobgoblins just sat around watching what's going on. They're armed, they're prepared, but they're not particularly doing much. You can also see that the prisoners are kept in terrible conditions, seem to be slowly starving to death, and more than once you see a soldier just walk up to a prisoner and were you eyeballing me? And then just crack a whip on them, shredding their shirts.
So Flimsy's still got a banana in his inventory.
Oh, I hope those things keep.
They keep very well. That's why they're bananas and not bananas. Everything in space is designed to keep for a long time.
Is there any opportunity? Is there any kind of area where Flimsy could perhaps go and pass someone the only bit of food that they have?
Not without making it obvious that you're not where you are.
Okay.
If you can think of an excuse to wander off, then fair enough. But until you do.
No, Flimsy's not going to jeopardize the crew as much as he'd want to go and do that. And also, I imagine it would make unloading slower.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. As you're unloading, you see the soldiers bark at one of the prisoners, assuring, "It's feeding time, and it's your lucky day. Feed the hounds and we'll go easy on you." They present the prisoner with a large bucket that you can see is filled with some form of raw meat. The Shirin drags the bucket to the hound pen and into it. But as one of the hound barks and jumps up towards them, the prisoner loses and flees from the pen, leaving the gate wide. The hounds give chase. All are coming in your direction.
No,
Jay, time to take point.
What's the safe word?
Safe word. You need to think of one, Jay.
Didn't have a word.
Banana, Jay. Banana.
Banana's the safe word. So when I hear banana, I go choppy.
Hey, not giving me a token.
You know, that's funny. A couple of my friends and I, when we would go to protests in New York, we would use banana. We would shout it to make sure we all stayed together. So if like someone kind of like went off in a crowd, we would like shout banana and all like come back together. So yeah, it works.
I like it. I like it indeed.
Proven safe word.
It's banana.
Banana. So all of the hobgoblin guards who are heavily armed have leapt into action and dealt with the situation before we roll.
Not at all. This is entertainment for them.
And they all super useful.
Are we all sort of paying attention to this, or is it just in our periphery?
It's not so much in your periphery, it's very rapidly coming towards you.
I'm gonna jump. Can I like jump into the door of the starship? So that at least I'm off the ground.
Right, there we go. So yeah, you should now have a map.
Okay. We need a map first.
Yep. Position your. I've randomly put you towards where you are moving from the ship to the cargo truck. It doesn't quite look like that, but Paizo went cheap on the maps on me, so.
I just see black.
That's not what you should be saying.
Zoom in, maybe?
No, I see all the tokens,
Oh, okay, cool.
but on black. There it is. No, it's gone.
That's. If you select your token. Don't know.
There it is.
That.
Yes, now it's there.
That is all. That basically is all like reveal everything.
Maybe the token didn't have access to view or something along those lines.
I have no idea. We'll burn that bridge later. So yeah.
So just to check, as per previous promises, these dogs are going to knock over tables and start shooting at us, right?
You can believe whatever you want. Can everybody roll for me some initiatives?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Remember, you're innocent bystanders in this. You can choose to do nothing.
And lose our lives in the process.
It's a 22 for tricks.
It is
rolled
an
one.
8 for flimsy.
Didn't show up, which is
I got a
annoying.
12.
19. Now it's a 3 for 4.
All right. Tricks, you are up.
Getting right in there. What is my movement at 40?
40.
I've not had to do combat in a while. So I'm gonna...
That's since you leveled up.
Yeah. I'm gonna dash up to the Shirin, drawing my gun as I go, and as I get into position, I'm just kind of gonna do one of those really neat like cartwheel in the air things and trick attack this doggo.
All right. Pick a doggo.
I picked it up. So.
Okay. Roll me your acrobatics check.
Yeah. Ooh, 20.
Doesn't work.
Curses. I stick the landing though. So
You do stick the landing.
but I missed with a 12 on.
A tease of a die. All right, Trix has engaged. Yeva.
We should not be attacking the hobgoblins as property. She will. Shit, what will she do? My first instinct was to jump into the ship, which is here on the side. I see the doors.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm gonna move in that direction. 30 feet. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
As I do, I'll pull my pistol as part of that move action. Hey, BAB!
Yeah.
So glad to have that. And I will cast Lesser Confusion on this dog.
All right.
Because it's not so much an attack, it's just, a coincidence. I accidentally hit it twice. And they're both failures.
Yep. So it is now confused.
So as she runs against the wall, kind of grabs the side, and maybe the wind blows, and you can see her bangs puff up, and there's that flash of rainbow underneath. And the same flash of rainbow goes over the hound's eyes as it gains that confusion status.
All right. Next up is Hobbe Hound 6. And it is going to move up.
Very excited.
See, I'm gonna roll a dice and see what happens. Trix, high or low?
Hi.
It is high.
Yes.
It charges at you. And it is going to try to bite you with a 27.
Yeah, that'll get my ankle.
All right, what is your AC out of interest?
15.
15.
Uh-oh.
More than 10.
It's more than 10. It is
It beats
less.
my combat maneuver defense, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's how much it meets that by. It's a question. Your KAC was, sorry, that was the number I was.
KSC is 15.
Yep, KAC 15 plus 4 is 19, plus 13 is from the...
32?
No, 13 from 28. Oh, I just missed by 1.
Damn.
Sorry, it's from your KAC plus 13. I missed by 1. But first of all, we bite you. Ooh, for max damage, 11 points. And then we grab you. And then as a free action. Oh no, as a reaction, sorry. I am going to sort of like crunch down on the teeth and shake violently the head from side to side as it's got hold of your leg here.
Ow! Ow! I look up at the Sharon from the ground. I'm just like, you're welcome. Ow!
Make me a fortitude saving throw.
This is where it's revealed that Trix has 0 con modifier. So 14.
14. Okay, you succeeded. You are off target for a round. You are also grabbed or grappled.
Yeah.
Grappled on Trix and off target on Trix. Off target basically means you take a -2 to your attack rolls. And the grappled is you cannot move or take two-handed actions. You take a -2 penalty to your AC, most attack rolls, reflex saving throws, initiative checks, and dex-based skill and ability checks. And you cannot make attacks of opportunity.
Screams inoperative.
If it tries to run away, for example. I'm sure it will be doing shortly.
All right, Flimsy, you are up. Trix has just got mauled in front of you.
Out of breath, running behind everybody else as usual. Flimsy's going to run towards the Shirin and be like, come to get behind me, and run up towards the Shirin and to Trix. Seeing Trix being leg torn about beneath this Shirin, Flimsy is going to his rune on his eye is going to sparkle and going to target the Hobbe Hounds 6 with their ability, whose name I remember. Combat tracking. There we go.
Combat tracking is a move action you moved.
Yes, that's he's going to use that as a.
Oh, so you're taking your standard and making it a move.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let me just double check.
All Trix sees is Flimsy run over and just look at the dog. Hell!
Look at the dog and try to talk to the Shirin to come towards it.
Just gives a withering stare.
No, doesn't know Shirin, so I won't say it in Shirin.
All right. The Shirin is going to quickly bow in thanks to Trix. And then move Hobble behind Flimsy.
Shield up.
Jahir.
God, Jahir, before that other dog.
Well, Jahir's a bit sort of off-put by the conversation he had with, so he's a bit sort of slow to react. But he sees Trix getting mauled, as it were. Have I got enough moves to get to the puppy dog?
What's your move speed? It is a 30. Reset your move and try to go for where the orange arrow is pointing or pointed.
I can't remember how to do that. I was trying to do that.
Here we go. If you right click, I think you can clear your right click on your token, you can clear the move.
Oh, right, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, that's 30 foot of movement, so you can move up to there.
As Jahir's running along, he's like, Yeva, are we killing? Are we maiming? I don't want to lose our money, you know.
Kill them, Jahir.
Help, Trix!
All right, so he just takes that as literal, and he'll just. I assume I can attack.
You can attack. You've moved. You pulled out a weapon as part of your standard move. You've got. There we go. You've got hand 6 targeted now.
As he's running along, he's going to pull out this massive sword off of his back, this massive serrated edge, and properly just come down, sort of backhand, reverse hand, cleaving it, not cleave, sorry, because that's a move, just forcing it into this dog.
You thematically cleave.
Yep.
What weapon does Jahir have? Sorry, let me ask him.
He's got it's a long sword, but it's like a massive. It's attached to his back, sort of a bit oversized, comedically oversized, like Cloud from Final Fantasy. And it's like a spine. It looks almost like a spine of an animal that you don't recognise.
Nice,
but it's very pointy. So he brings that down on the doggo.
Yeah.
Nice.
25.
Nice.
That is gonna hit. How dare you beat up my doggo?
I thought they were called Hobbe Hounds. I was like, I can't beat up something called a Hobbe Hound.
Hobbe Hound.
Yeah, that's like I can beat up Hobbe Hounds all day. So what do we do next?
You roll for damage. Oh, nice.
Max damage 12.
Nice. Yep. Okay. If that stings. All right. We've now got Hobbe Hound 1, which is confused.
Confusion.
An 81, which is attack nearest creature.
Oh.
Oh.
I think I know who that
The
is.
nearest creature's the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done it again.
for a natural 1.
You're not allowed to do that.
I didn't do anything. The dice determined. The thing is, though, it's in its confused state, it sort of like runs up and just sort of like starts biting at the legs of the other hound, which is sort of like kind of used to it. These things don't look to be any better treated than the prisoners. And it just sort of like picks up its rear leg and gives it a quick kick in the face. All right, Trix, you are up.
I am going to try and break out this grapple.
Is it still grappled if I did that amount of damage? Surely that would have shocked me.
No, that's not going to phase it at all.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not a rule.
All right.
It's like wolves. They hang on until their jaws pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to remember how you break free. Escape.
I'm hoping it is an acrobatics tech.
Yep, restrained by rope or
10
binding.
plus the grappler's KAC.
Yep. Okay.
Oof.
Do you want to target number or do you want to try without it?
I want to try without it, thank you.
All right.
Oh no, Trix, 18.
That is unfortunately not enough to break the grapple.
No.
Could have been so good.
And that is your... Oh, no, that's tumble. Escape is a... Attempting to escape from a grapple is a standard action.
Yeah.
So you still have your move, although you can't actually move.
Just take the dog with you.
I'm going to use my move action to flail.
Flail, yes, okay. It does absolutely nothing. But you are no longer off target, at least. Yeva.
I don't know.
You can shoot non-lethally. This thing is taking off my ankle.
I guess I could. You're right. I'm so sorry, Trix. And what's the penalty for shooting non-lethally?
-4 to the attack roll.
Yikes.
Have you got a stun gun? Did you get a...
No, he
Trix has a stun gun.
Oh.
Right. So I'm gonna move and get some. All right. I'm gonna move and to get around these bodies. So like over.
Would you really be referring to your crew members as bodies just yet?
Well, you know, they're yeah. Okay, I'm gonna move over there.
I know what you mean. It's just so like when, in general terms, when you refer to it as a body, it sounds like it's no longer living.
You know, it's soft cover that's in my way, and I'm not a very good shot. Okay, so -4 for a non-lethal shot. Oh, that sounds so silly. She's not even that good of a shot. No, I'm just gonna shoot normally with the laser pistol.
All right, shoot normally.
Yeah, she aims for the leg. And misses, hits the ground with a 6.
I mean,
okay,
lethally or non-lethally?
Anyway. I didn't want this foot anyway.
No, I'm sorry. The vibes are so off here.
All right. This Hobbe Hound 6 is going to attempt to clamp down yet again on Trix. And misses. Just as it releases its jaw to sort of like reapply the bite, you manage to just sort of like slip your leg out of the way.
I do a back roll. Nope.
And that is its turn, I believe. Yep. All right, Flimsy.
Seeing Trix has been pulled free, could turn to the Sheeran and get to somewhere safe. Although actually probably behind me is probably fairly safe. is going to pull out his bizarre dimensional gun. Kind of like bang on it a few times. Please work for me this time. Are they going to have any kind of soft cover?
Yeah, I suppose I should actually have some soft cover as you're trying to shoot between your hair and Tricks.
How much is that?
There's an S cover button in the lower left. It's a 4.
4? Right.
Somebody's just remembered somebody's ability. Somebody took coordinated shot when they stood face to face next to the enemy. Ranged attacks. Get a +1.
Oh, you don't have to. I thought I had to say I was going to do it.
No, it just automatically happens when you're in a range.
Yeah, nice passive ability. And I get another +1 for the combat tracking.
Yep.
So he's going to take a shot. He was going to do a floor attack, but seeing that he's going to try and iron this shot up with his crazy teleport gun, he's just going to take a single shot. Aiming between them, fingers crossed. Here we go.
Yeah, it's an effective -2.
No, it's a 10.
10.
Bullet just appears somewhere else, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, you line up the shot, you take it, and it just blinks out before it hits it, and where that went, nobody knows.
You can just hear a hobgoblin on the other side of the camp. Ow!
Wilhelm yell.
Flimsy, you've got a move action.
Don't think there's an awful lot you can do with his move action. I'm going to move up.
All right, target rich environment. I like it.
And then next time won't have to do the business.
And the Sharon calls out, wait, you said safe is behind you. That seems to be the opposite of safe.
Yeah, if I'm moving up, actually, I'll change that to like get somewhere safe rather than stay behind me.
And he hides beside the ship. You here?
Right. I am going to attack the one I was attacking before.
All right.
With the same thing, with the longsword.
You seem to have a 5-foot movement.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was going to move up to the next one.
Okay.
Yep. Right. Let's roll the dice. It's a 14. Miss.
A miss.
Damn it.
All right. You move you took a move to take step forward 5 feet. You've swung out with your sword. That is you done, I believe.
Yeah, I'd just be like, only I decapitate people around it.
All right. Well, this thing has come to its senses now. And it is going to turn on Jahir, who just presented their leg for fighting. It clamps out at you and hits with a 15. Does that... What's your KAC? 14. That does not manage to get a solid bite on you, so you are not grabbed. But you are going to take some damage, 8 points of damage, as it bites at you. It doesn't manage to get a good grip, but it does rake its teeth down your leg. Mm-hmm. You might want an antiseptic wipe on that at some point. Trix, you are up.
As it tried to bite her, she kind of jumped out the way and she's going to use its head like a springboard to then start gymnastically jumping backwards. Oh, I did not want to go that way. Just there.
Just there?
Thank you.
Look at that speed.
So far away.
She's going to mark it as her target for a trick attack, so it does not provoke.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Is that an ability that you got?
Yep, it is uncanny mobility.
Uncanny mobility. When you make a trick attack, if you choose a target before your movement doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity from a target. Nice.
Damn.
Because that was always a question in the last campaign that I ran with an operative, where it's like, because it's an acrobatics check, do you automatically get your tumble in that, or do you not? Or yeah. But yeah, you just get to run away. Make me an acrobatics check.
22.
22, and it is a trick attack. It was not expecting you to retreat like that.
More like a tricks attack.
Hey-oh.
This is gonna be set to stun.
Okay, and that hits.
21 to hit.
Nice. Here comes the hammer.
2d4?
Yes. So the damage is a 1d4 plus 1d4 for my trick.
Right, yep. There's a way of getting it so that they're separate die, and I can't remember how to do that. So it's just sort of like, wait, weapons at this level of 2d4, and it's like, no, one of those die is a trick attack. All right, you're done, I believe?
Yes.
Is it flat-footed?
Just for you.
Just for me. Yeah.
So just for you on the attack, but
Yeah.
you're not making it permanently flat-footed
No,
forever.
not yet.
Right, yeah. There's an ability. They'll get that at some point, or they'll be able to choose something to happen on a trick attack, but not at this time. Eva.
I'm going to take a 5-foot step, I think, here, so I can get a clearer shot of that one.
Yeah, that is a clear shot.
And I will take I'll try and shoot at it non-lethally as well, which is going to be +1 because of coordinated shot, but -4 because of non-lethal. So it's just a flat roll.
All right.
Okay, and rolling. 17 hits.
Nice. You hit it square between the eyes.
4 points.
Fortunately, as you shoot it, its skin glows briefly at the shot, but it immediately fades.
The laser's not working.
I hate to see it.
I hate to see it, and that's my turn.
All right, Hobbe Hounds 6. Now, let's think about this. Yeah, I think it's gonna switch targets to the one that's just stood there. Running after tricks is far too much like effort. She's just going to turn to Jahir and bite down on the other leg for a 26 to hit.
Ooh.
What was your AC again? KAC?
14. Still.
14. I forget things instantly. So 14 plus 13 is 27. Again, not with a pin, but you are grabbed. So you will take 10 points of damage. Can you make me a fortitude saving throw as it starts to clamp down and just shake its head violently from side to side?
Can indeed. It's a 23.
23. You also succeed on that. You are grappled and off target for 1 round. You're grappled and you are off target for 1 round. Flimsy.
These are bad dogs. Seeing Jahir in trouble, I'm going to try and even the odds. I'm going to try and do a full round attack against this one now. Has it got a clear shot now?
Yes.
Cool. So it's +1. If I do a full round attack and +2 in the modifier, does that do the math?
Wait, +2 in the modifier. Why would it be a +2 in the modifier?
+1 for the...
Yes, it would.
+1 for cool.
Yeah, I just finally remember why it was +2. Don't floating modifiers in Starfinder. It's one of them where it's like,
Jahir, you're looking a bit messed up there. Are you sure you want to be right at the front? And
all good.
Whilst pressing some buttons on his skip shot pistol, and we'll aim it again and just pull the trigger twice and hope for the best. There we go. Ooh, they both miss.
Oh, both missed. Is that Is that full round attack?
Not good.
Damn.
At least one of those would get through.
Right, Sharon is going to stay tucked in the corner, hiding away. Jahira, you are up.
Okay, so I can still attack. I just lose 2 to attack rolls? Is that right?
Fantasy Grounds is going to take care of all of that for you.
Okay.
All you need to do is, the longsword is only a single-handed weapon, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
We just need to double check this because yes,
Sword and board.
you are one-handed. For some reason, it's grabbed hold of your leg so you can't move, but that prevents you from doing two-handed attacks. I don't know.
I've got 4 hands, so
Yeah.
Yeah, even more confusing as to why a grapple would tie up too many of our. Just make the attack.
Does Jahir have cleave, do I remember correctly? I don't know what that does.
Jahir does have cleave.
do I have to declare it before I attack, or can I declare it afterwards? It's a successful attack.
I assume as a standard action, you make a melee attack against a foe within reach. If you hit, you deal damage normally, and you can make an additional attack. Using your full base attack bonus against a foe that is adjacent to the first and also within reach. You don't need to declare it because I will just assume, I'm a generous DM in terms of, if you don't declare something, but it's logical that you would have done that and it's not giving you a disadvantage on your first attack. So if you wanted to do a full round attack, you can't shoot once, have it hit or miss, and then say, well, actually, let's make that a full round attack. That just doesn't wash because the first attack would be at a -4, as well as. But if it's like this, where it's like you got to hit the creature, and then you get an opportunity to hit another creature, yeah, you can declare that afterwards, or you can declare it beforehand if it's entirely up to you.
Well, I was going to go for a cleave anyway, so right. Let's hit these doggies.
Yeah. Try and hit the first doggy, and unfortunately you miss the Hobbe Hound. And cleave does not trigger, I'm afraid to say.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, there was a lot of negatives on that. You were at a -4 because of all the effects on you. You are no longer off target, but it is now Hobbe Hound 1's turn to try and bite you in the other leg.
Jahir just get a move if they want to move.
You can't move, he's grappled.
Oh, yeah. Boy. And I'm like,
yeah, sorry, you do get a move action. Jahir, you do get a move action if you've got anything that you could substitute that for, but I don't think you do.
I wouldn't know what to substitute for.
It's mainly useful for, there's a few items which can be activated as a move action. Can't think of any off the top of my head. And later on you might get some abilities. For example, Flint has got his combat tracking, which is a move action. And as long as you're not moving, you can do those as part of a move action while grappled. Okay. All right, so the Hobbe Hound 1 reaches out to bite at you. Again, it's not managing to grip onto your leg. Its teeth just rake down the side and does 9 points of damage.
So as a reaction, Yeva says, no. And there's reality starts to waver between the two of them, Hobbe and Jahir. And she's going to use her paradigm shift, prevent wounds, and is going to prevent 1 point of damage.
It's better than nothing.
Spending a resolve point to do that.
I mean, if Jahir survives this combat by 1 hit point, it will make the
That'll
difference.
matter.
It'll matter. So Jahir, just take your wounds down to 10. Yep. All right. Nice use of that ability. It's always good to see those kind of things kick off. But at the same token, top of the round, I believe this is the third round, can't quite remember. We got Trix.
Jeez, Trix is gonna take a knee and make like her trick shot. She's gonna try and aim for right in the noggin of the doggo. Yeah.
That's a success.
With 30. Yep, so it is now flat-footed against me.
Okay. Do you just want to give yourself a +2 for that?
Yes, I will give myself +3 because of Jahir. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you take your one shot, carefully, precisely lined up.
Oh. Of course it misses.
One of the banes of the operative, just those 2 dice rolls back to back having to be so high. At least you made it look good. All right, Yeva.
Yeva's going to she's gonna damn it, what do I do? Pull out her pistol and shoot at this Hobbe Hound. Yeah, that's it. And she's not even going to do it non-lethally because things are looking dire. Are the hobgoblins watching and laughing?
They are entertained.
It's fucked up.
It really is.
Okay, so +1. Thank you, Jahir.
Usually the prisoners don't get to put up that much of a fight, so this is actually kind of interesting to them.
Oh, I'm gonna have to take a 5-foot step forward because the pistol is 30-foot range. But that's okay.
Right, yeah.
I can pull it out as a part of that move action and go. Jesus. 10.
It's a mess, I'm afraid.
The drift worms all over again.
No good. Can't one of you lot help us?
You get no reply. They're not even close to being fussed.
They're too weak for this, Eva. We've got it.
Maybe intimidation?
I'm only little. I'm not
Or diplomacy.
I'd much rather do that.
Yeah, give me a diplomacy.
Yeah, we're
13.
desperate.
2 on the die.
Please help us.
Why dice?
I think it's me.
It wasn't attached to that foot. Well, maybe not. Let's see how attached Jahira is to the ankle.
Oh,
Does this Hobbe Hound bites for 17? Your KAC again for me? 14. It does not maintain the grapple. So that's a thing. You now actually can move again. But it is going to do some damage as it rakes its teeth. Ooh. Minimum damage, 6 points.
Guys, I'm feeling a little woozy here.
Are you down? Should I?
No, he's bright red.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Eva?
Should I? It's scary because it spends resolve points to do that ability, and I'm like, you need resolve points to live.
What are you on of how many?
A 3 out of 4 because we've rested up.
We also have serums of healings, though.
This is a reaction, so 3, 2.
All right, I'll use it because it's a new ability.
Nice.
And this time, it's 1 more point of damage. She's just like dead focused on Jahir and the Hobbe Hound and like trying so hard to make something different, change the reality that she's faced with. But it's too hard.
Here, increase your wound or take your wounds down to a 15.
Yeah.
So I'm on 3 now. That's all right.
You'll live forever with 3 hit points. Flimsy.
We've had a 2, a 12, 7, a 1, a 3, a 6, a 2, and a 1 on these dice. Apart from the 19 of Trick's acrobatic shot, which has made the 3 even worse.
Yeah.
Jahir, you're on your last legs. Get behind me.
Can't move.
I can move
It's not
now.
a time for leg puns.
He can
doing the
only
grapple,
move a 5-foot step and without provoking an attack of opportunity.
But he can run away, though, right? Like, if he needs to run away.
Well, then they'll both lunge and finish him off.
No, he could use the full action withdraw, which allows you to leave 1 square without provoking. He'd have to move into Flimsy's square and past him up to double the movement speed.
Mhm.
Well, there's only going to be one after him, because Flimsy's going to kiss his space gun and shoot that doggo right in the face.
Here he is. Don't forget your mod, your +2.
Oh, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop.
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't need it. 21. It hits.
Here we go. Oh, it's still up. No, I'm so sorry, Jahir.
At a maximum damage of a 4, unfortunately, the Hobbe Hound is still alive.
Run away, Jahir.
Don't run away from a fight.
Maybe you should stop.
Help us, Sharon. We're in danger.
What do you want me to do? I got nothing.
Throw a rock or something.
Yeah, you might get rid of its optimistically 1 remaining HP.
I mean, okay, let's see. I do actually have a few stats for this. He will pick up a rock. He will throw it at the Hobbe Hound.
This guy.
All right,
finishes up
here
the
we
Hobbe
go.
Hound.
You asked for it. It's going to be that and then that. And then a 4.
Thanks for
Did you hear in
trying.
the back?
He can't. This is Starfinder. He's now out in the open regretting life choices with you guys. Jahir, you are.
You can finish it, man. You can finish it.
So if I attacked and then moved, I'd provoke an attack of opportunity. Yes.
So it depends on what kind of movement you'd make. You've got the 5-foot step, which allows you to move 1 square. It won't provoke.
Mm-hmm.
But then I will be doing, when it comes up to the next hound, it will be a die roll between whether it goes for you or if it goes for Flimsy.
Okay. Could I? This is going to sound odd. Could I step back and then try and drag the hellhound between me and the other hellhound? As like a meat shield.
Yes, but then that's not really going to change the fact that the other one is still alive.
Yeah, but then he won't be directly. I suppose he could move, couldn't he? Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to move to attack.
I'm not thinking exactly clear. You know, half my blood's on the floor.
Oh yeah, no, I'm. Your other option is to take the withdraw action. You say that you don't run away, but at the same token, life is full of new experiences. This just might have to be one of them.
Is this an intervention?
It would just make me laugh if it's all the first real combat that Jahir gets involved in as a big beefy soldier brought in by Edgecore dies.
Please no.
If you were able to kill this one, you'd then have a 5-foot step, and it would be a chance of getting either one of us. And you look more meat-based at the moment, I guess, than Flimsy behind his shield.
All right, then I shall withdraw, but still looking menacing and manly.
You have to go through Flimsy's square to withdraw without provoking. You only actually get to leave a square. But yes, and you can move up to twice. Up to twice your movement speed on the withdraw action, I believe.
So I have to move into his square, and then I can go anywhere from there.
Oh,
Pretty much,
yeah.
yes.
I see. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I might.
Would that not do it?
No, because this is a threatened square.
So it's a withdraw into this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's right. Ignore me.
Right, you have to go through flimsies. It's the way.
Yeah.
Right. So he's
It's the only way.
pull back and then go up to
It's
next
the
to
only
Stu.
way.
You're using the Sharon that you're here to. You're trying to save as a human shield.
I'm trying to save him.
Let me show you how to throw stones.
I'll just pass him his stone back. Try again.
All right. That unfortunately is your full action. Being the withdrawer. Hobbe Hound 1, its meal has just escaped, but there's fresh meat right here.
Howdy.
We're gonna move up, and we're gonna switch targets to Flimsy, and let's see how well this goes. The 15.
Eat my shield, puppy.
It does. It basically breaks its teeth down the side of your shield.
Oh,
It's going to
that
take
was
some
quick.
bluffing out.
I could feel that in my teeth.
But that is its turn. Trix, you are up.
Trix is going to vault over Jahir and land in front of him.
Gently.
I know your ankle's just gone, but I'm going to use it to springboard there. And he's going to do spanky acrobatics for 21.
A 21 doesn't make it, I'm afraid.
22 is the number.
But that means 15 a hit.
And it hits. And it's
Still
still
low?
oh,
What is this?
Wow. These Hobbe Hounds are tough.
Trix just looks at it like, looks back at her goes like,
This is what we get for being level 2.
I mean, it was written into the adventure path. That's all I can say. If somebody dies here today, well, it just wasn't your time. And to be fair, your dice rolls have been pretty bad.
Pretty shite.
It's quite normal for me.
So
I should have told you that before I joined.
at the moment,
God damn it, Retro 10.
how did you even beat Baldur's Gate? I guess save scumming all the time. So Yeva's got her laser pistol in one hand and her regular pistol, tactical pistol in the other. She throws down the laser pistol, move action to reload. No, I don't have to reload. There's 8 shots left in it. I was thinking reload it. Wrong game. So she won't throw it. She'll keep the laser pistol in her hand and just aim it down at the really damaged one.
Yep.
And hope and pray.
Is Eva the kind of gamer that reloads after every shot?
She is.
Throws all the bullets on the floor, never to use them again.
A natural 2 for a 5. Wow. And God, I hate it with the semi-auto pistol because that precious ammo is just wasted.
I love how well this is going, guys. I just feel like a friendly reminder that this dude hasn't been touched yet.
Yep. To be fair, this dude also hasn't been touched in about 40 minutes. So.
I mean, no, Trix just shot it.
I just shot it.
I shot it, you shot it, and
I stabbed it in the head with a sword.
But yeah, let's keep going.
All right. So now, see what the dwarf meat tastes like. Well, he knows what dwarf meat tastes like. It's had dwarf before.
Oh God.
So rude.
It's 21.
21's a hit.
You are so very tasty. As your shield, as your sword like focusing on the other Hobbe Hound with your shield. This one just comes in at your flank and just grabs at your ankle. Oh, what's your KAC?
24.
Pardon?
Oh, my KAC's 16.
16. Okay, you are also grabbed. So we're just going to do the damage first of all, which is middle of the road, 8 points of damage. But you are grabbed, or grappled, as they like to call it. Flimsy. So you cannot move. You get a bunch of negatives, and make me a fortitude saving throw.
18.
And you are off target for 1 round.
Cool.
It shakes its head violently as it gnaws at your leg. Flimsy, you are up.
Well, since this thing is still here, Flimsy sitting surrounded by, and can't move away now either, surrounded by these creatures. It's like, well, better give this thing a test of its name. And we'll drop his skip shot pistol and pull out his dog slicer to try and slice some dogs.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Is the boss target is built in, right?
Pardon?
It's hooked in.
Yeah, everything's baked in.
He gets +1 to it, so let's see how this goes.
Why does he get a +1 to it?
I got my eye on
targeting computer.
him. Got my wee eye on him. Right, here we go.
I will always forget that.
Here we go.
Come on.
Oh, it's an 11, which is surprisingly not bad, but it's definitely a miss.
That is painful to see. On the plus side, you're no longer off target. The next time, the penalty won't be as bad. Sharon is going to pick up another rock.
On Sharon, MVP.
Is going to throw said rock. And gets to 2.
Wow.
Am I helping?
You're helping, don't worry.
You're here.
I haven't got a pistol, so there's not. The only thing I can think of is I can either. I can't throw a glove at him. I could maybe throw the sword at him.
You can throw the sword. It will be at a -2 penalty because of the range, because it's not designed to be thrown.
You got a grenade or anything?
No.
You can take that, right?
I've got some tools and a light, maybe. Well, there's not much else I can do, really, is there? So, unless I could search the area for health packs.
If you throw the sword, are you then completely unarmed?
No, I can punch things. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, you're multi-armed, sorry.
So how would we go about?
So on the main tab of your character sheet, there is a thrown attack, as it were. If you just because you're at such a range, you need to drop the modifier in the lower left to -2.
Okay.
And then just double click on that throne.
Oh, come on!
That was so close to a -2.
It went up the board as an 18 and then hit the end and just rolled onto the 2.
I was so excited about that. It was going to be awesome.
All right. Make me a D8 roll.
Me.
Yes, you.
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay.
And you saw your hair, it's in the back of my head.
No, and then make me a D4 roll.
Is a 1 as well.
The ones are going to be useful for a change.
Your sword is currently there.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say you've got rabies or something.
No, that'd be a fortitude saving throw.
It's called a bobble check.
Yeah, it's essentially I'm using the bubble rule, slightly modified because it's heavier, but yes, it basically lands there. For the sake of retrieval, should you so desire at a later point, you still have a move action. If you want to move up to take you back your sword.
I don't know. It's going a bit pear-shaped, isn't it? And I kind of want to... I'd rather go out fighting than cowering next to a rubbish stone thrower.
I mean, that is another alternative. There is plenty of loose debris that you can pick up and throw at this thing, but it's not going to do half as much damage as your sword.
How much does steering weigh?
Too much to be...
You can have it.
Too much to effectively be thrown.
Right. Fair enough. No, I'll stay here. I'll cower. Sorry, I'll stay behind here tactically.
All right. Flimsy. Let's have another bite out of you.
Water hits.
19 to hit. That'll... What are you, 15?
KC 16.
16. So this doesn't manage to grab you, but it does manage to bite down for minimum damage at least. How's Flimsy doing? Oh, we've just got rid of your stamina.
Fatigued.
Not even got your into your hit points yet.
Still.
Well, there's nothing but hit points left now.
Just flaunting those hit points now.
And that is its turn. Tricks.
Come on, if there's any time, now's got to be the time.
No.
No.
Trick attack does not trigger on a 14, I'm afraid.
It's this planet. The super mass, normal gravity, small size. It's just everything's off. The vibes are all off.
The dice curse is here.
The dice
Very
curse.
nice talking about me like
I never know how combat is going to go with this group.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them where it's like, oh yeah, this will be a couple of rounds, nice and easy. And we're now on round 5 and nothing is dead.
We've been at this for an hour.
There's 6 more dogs in the cage behind us.
Yiva, you are up.
Well,
Yiva, who is yet to be injured.
true. There is that.
Big question. They dropped the meat that they were going to feed them.
Back
Where
in
is
the
that?
cage.
Good
That's
question,
off
eh?
the bottom
That's
of
what's
the
keeping the other dogs at bay.
Yeah.
Round
These are
2.
just the pups.
I mean, this pistol's the best hope there is for me at this point. So I'm gonna take a 5-foot step here just to keep Flimsy out of the way, and blam. Oh my god!
Oh.
Single digits. That's a 6
These
again.
dice rolls, it's like 17. Oh, it's a 3. Oh my word.
The only time we've rolled over than like a 12 have been the times when we've got huge minuses to the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, off for non-attack rolls.
Yeah. All right. Flimsy, you are in the firing line yet again. We're going to try to bite and renew this grapple on you. Oh, it's 18. 28.
Definitely.
Has anybody rolled more than 10? Not in a while, I'm afraid to say. I just rolled an 18, so there's that. So, sorry, your KAC yet again.
It is 16, which is
16.
far below.
So it is not a 13, so you're not pinned.
Cool.
You're not pinned, at least. But you are grabbed, so let's have some damage first.
Big old damage.
9 points into the hit points, and can you make me a fortitude saving throw?
Yeah. It's a 3.
That is a 3. You are off target for 3 rounds.
You know what you were saying about the rabies?
Now I need to do a thing so that I don't have to remember off target 3 rounds. Come on, pick it up.
I don't think we get paid enough for this shit.
Off target. No, I've just applied that to the wrong thing. Why are you doing that? Oh, Blizz.
Jahir, do you have a healing serum?
Nope,
you need one?
Nothing like that. Well, yeah, I could do with one if you have.
I've got the one.
Flimsy looks behind him like, the fuck?
Traitor!
Well, I'm trying to think. Maybe Flimsy's probably going to need it as well.
All right. So you're off target for 3 rounds. And that is its turn. Flimsy is still grappled, still off target.
Oh, I am still grappled, don't I? Yeah, cool.
Yep.
So Flimsy, realizing that the dog slicer is not doing an awful lot of damage, or even hitting anything, to be honest, is going to take the total defense action and hunker down behind his shield, raising his KAC to 20, which you have rolled over consistently, but it's his best chance, I think, at the moment. Yeah.
I mean, it's not difficult for me to go over 20, but at the same token, I have missed you as well.
Yeah.
So.
We missed you too.
And it goes all out attacking the one that's got him. It's not the one that's got him grappled, the other one, to reduce the numbers. Or no, he's going to hunker down behind the shield and hope for the best, I think.
Yep. All right. Sharon is going to take his rock. He is going to throw his rock.
Come on, Sharon.
I put in the wrong modifier for that one.
Plus 12.
It's actually going to be. I clicked on the wrong button.
Part is that this Sharon is taking all of the DM's bad rolls, so the dogs are getting the good ones.
The thing is, that was actually a good roll. So what's the KAC of these guys? The KAC. This is actually going to hit.
Yes.
The rock is going to fly across, and I need a D2, and it does 1 point of damage as Hobbe Hounds 6. And his 1 remaining hit point expires.
Of course.
I knew we saved him for a reason.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Oh, we're 1 down. 1 to go.
I'm hoping our luck will change now.
Jahir, it is your turn.
Right. I think I've got 2 options. I'm guessing that Sheeran is a prisoner, isn't he? So he's not going to have any weapons if he's throwing rocks and things. And
Yeah, no, he's got nothing. He's barely got the clothes on his back. The icon is a little bit misleading.
And this truck on the left-hand side, has it got weapons on it?
It has weapons on it, yeah.
I
mean, there's
Infinity
also
rifles.
weapons. They have infinity rifles.
Oh, yeah.
And grenades.
And the crate sealed, though.
They're sealed, but it's little more than sort of like anti-tamper paper.
What do we think, guys?
Tamper that paper.
What our profit margin?
It's 1 crate out of many. I'm willing to say that, yeah, you can run over there and crack open a box, and, as long as you don't actually run off with the gun and put it back where you found it.
I'll take the ammo out of the dead hellhound or whatever it is and then put it back. I'll wash it first.
So you move over to the crates.
Yep.
You crack one open.
Yep.
And you find inside infinity rifles and grenades.
Is there like that fresh new weapon smell?
There is that fresh new weapon smell, and you take a moment to just breathe it in. That's all you're going to be able to do for this round.
Yep.
But why is? Oh no, I'm looking in the wrong thing. I'm trying to pull up infinity rifles, and I'm pulling up the image of the infinity rifle.
I do that so often. It's very annoying.
It's right. It's going to be your basic one. So here we go. It's a tactical infinity rifle. Boom, retro shed. I've dropped one in your inventory.
Mark 5.
There are also some grenades. I'd have to double check what type they are.
Mark 5 frag grenades. Dog evaporators, I think they're called.
Dog beacons.
I can't remember. If it comes up, I'll look it up, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head what mark the grenades are. There we are. Mark 2 frag grenades.
Hey.
Well, that's actually better than I thought. Yeah.
So that's his entire turn. It is now Hobbe Hound 1. That's... Oh, wait, which one had you grappled?
It was 1, I think. Oh, no, it's whoever's turn was second. So...
This one.
No, yes,
I didn't
it
do
is this one.
Yeah.
Because this is the bottom of the initiative. So it has you grappled.
I've got +4 to my AC.
It's a 21 to hit.
Which brings my AC to 20. So it's a hit.
It is a hit, I'm afraid. Not bad damage.
I'm
could have been
going
worse.
to spend a third resolve point.
Oh.
Be careful with your resolve, Eva.
I'm gonna keep the 1, and so if I ever go down today, I'll at least be able to stabilize. And
Here's hoping for not a 1.
it's a 4.
Hey.
So this time, like, as that she's like inspired by that one falling, she turns to the other one and just kind of cocks her head, and we can see that we enter it and Flimsy come from a different reality or something. Something changes, and the damage is less.
You
sweating
get
behind his shield.
Flimsy, you get a sense of deja vu where it's like this dog goes out to bite your leg and you see its teeth sinking deep, but then reality glitches. You get deja vu as it reaches out to bite you and just grazes you comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
Trix, you are up.
Trix is gonna run and do a little skid turn. She's gonna whiff her acrobatics roll at an 18.
Don't manage just to take off a shot.
So she's going to take a shot and whiffs that too.
Man.
I'm still not free.
We all agree that Fantasy Grounds is broken, right?
Yes.
I mean, Fantasy Grounds is working well enough for me. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Must be bad internet connection.
Hobgoblins and the wires.
All right, you are up.
So I'm looking and I'm realizing, Starfinder, you don't need a hand free to cast spells.
No, because some species don't have hands.
Oh, that's an excellent point. And how species
That's what they've done away with all of that because some species don't have hands, some species don't have mouths, some species don't carry around anything with them, so everything's just gone. It's
right.
just
So she's got the pistols in both hands, and I think I'm gonna move into this corner over here by the ship. And as she whirls around, there's that flash of rainbow underneath her bangs, and the wind blows in the cold, frigid air, and a burst as she casts Hazard, and a burst of frost appears from behind the Hobbe Hound, and it needs to make a DC 13 reflex save.
Nice.
all right. Do you want to click the button to make it?
I should do that. You're right.
Don't forget to target it. Yep, great stuff.
Make it do things.
Cast. It succeeds with a 14. Oh my god.
Oh,
The highest we've rolled in a while.
So it takes no damage.
Unfortunately, yes, no damage, and you can see that it kind of nimbly ducked out of the way. It didn't struggle hitting that 14. I'm just going to give you that. It's an option. You're more than welcome to try it again, but I'm just letting you know.
Damn. Okay, that's good to know.
All right, Flimsy, still grappled, still off target.
Flimsy, is cowering behind his shield at the moment, feeling this is the end. He felt his leg get ravaged, and then kind of blinked that it wasn't as bad, but he's still feeling fearfully off target and pinned down almost by this creature. He's going to do another total defense action because I don't think anything's going to help other than that right now. He's going to try and hunker down and hopefully let his friends.
I mean, you could tag out for Yeva and you could just, move back and be like, Yeva, you're up.
I would love to if I wasn't grappled by the creature.
Oh, yes, you are. I totally forgot about that. All right. Sharon is going to throw a rock. Feeling emboldened, and whiffs it and comes screaming past your ear. Flimsy dinks off your armor to no effect. How'd you hear?
With his shiny new factory fresh weapon in hand and blood-soaked hands, he's going to take aim at the dog.
Let me just double check that that's. There we go. Just for some reason, the weapons are all loading up with the wrong stats in use.
This I notice it says boost. I don't know what that means. Sorry.
I can't remember. It basically means
you can use an extra battery charge to give it an extra damage die.
The damage die listed if you don't move.
You have to hit it first.
I think you have to declare it beforehand because
if you declare, then you do it.
You lose two battery charges.
Yeah, because you charge it as a
becomes.
move action.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do that then. Let's see.
Cool.
I'm so nervous.
Take the shot.
It didn't come up.
Are you double clicking on the attack?
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
They were higher as well, the ones that rolled. So that was a 12. So.
3 to hit's not bad though.
Oh, it's a kinetic weapon?
No, it's not.
I mean, it would have missed anyway, but...
Yeah, that's...
Would have whiffed rather than missed.
It's not a kinetic weapon, but it's not targeting KAC. The EAC, sorry.
These are dodgy knockoff brand rifles.
Yeah, they are.
It's EAC, I believe. That's the... Could you just... For the sake of testing, can you shoot again, but it's not going to count?
Oh, no, come on. Oh, okay.
All right. Would have missed anyway, but it's now targeting the right AC. All right. It is the Hobbe Hounds go. And Flimsy, you ready for this?
I'm ready for it.
Oh.
28.
You can roll low. We
I can't do anything about it. I just double click on it and it goes, no.
I've got that +4 to my AC, guys. Just does that make a difference?
The only difference it makes realistically is it's not going to pin you. It's just still going to grapple you. For 9 points of damage.
And the tradition continues.
Sans explosions this time, though.
Tricks, you are up.
Play a shadow did now.
I'm gonna try my trick attack. Would not 20 the acrobatic. So my trick attack goes off.
Your trick attack works.
So I'm giving myself a +2 to the roll.
No, 20. No, 30.
Oh, but that is a 19.
Yes.
That is a 19, and that will hit.
Oh, first blood. 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage, but
That's half its
you
health.
have let the hound know that other people are here and are attacking you.
Thank you.
I
Hi.
was so tempted just to maul Flimsy if nobody else hits. Yiva, you are up.
I want to full attack.
Ooh.
Is that a bad? I just have such a low. I only get +3 on this anyway. That it's like
You'd be attacking twice with a -1. I say go for it.
yeah, right.
The dice rolls have been dire.
They're so
though.
bad anyway.
Yeah, just throwing more dice might help.
9
and a 9. It's not gonna help.
and an 8. Oh god. Okay.
See, I think they would have missed anyway with an 8 and a 9.
Yes, they would have. 10 plus 3, 13. Both would have missed anyway, so no harm done. Flimsy, you are up. You are unconscious. You are prone. You are dying.
I would like to use a resolve point to stabilize.
Oh, good.
Is that the every
stab?
time?
Wait, no.
Yeah,
Stab,
stab,
yeah.
stabilize.
Stab. Cool.
Yeah, stabilize. Yeah, stab is for stabilize.
There we go.
All right.
I'm still unconscious.
Sharon is going to throw a rock.
MVP.
Sharon is going to hit with a rock. Sharon is going to do 2 points of damage.
Hey.
Flinty dies.
Max damage.
Go Sharon.
Flinty dies. I'm playing that Sharon.
That could work. You can't die now though. You just got that free trader.
Speaking to the dog about like commerce rules.
So, my turn? Yep.
Yep, sorry, Jahir, you are up.
So, what the full attack? You roll twice, but you lose the bonus. Is that right?
You take a
look.
-4 to your attacks.
Yeah, so where you would double click on the attack where it says +3, where it's got the 2 in it, it tells you next to that what your modifier would be, which is a -1 in your case.
Okay.
And if you do that, you can't boost it. I would like to point out that the Infinity Rifle is a laser rifle.
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
However,
Damn it.
boosting it does give you the chance of breaching its damage resistance.
So we just go with a normal then and boosted.
You got boost power.
Ooh,
Yeah.
14.
That hits.
Hey.
The Avengers.
So
in
roll
full
your
swing.
damage as normal. And roll a second die.
Come on.
And a
Yeah.
5.
Yep. Okay. So you see it flashes out and it does seem to heat up a small area and it glows red, but when it fades, there's actually a burn mark on there.
I singed it.
You have indeed managed to singe him. All right. So Yiva did nothing in terms of damage.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Jahir, we've got Trix, and we've got Sharon. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Jahir and Trix. Sharon. Trix, do you want to have a guess?
Bring it.
It's one of them things. Crit Commissions has a ability that any time that it's a roll of a die to see whether it's going to hit Trix or Crit Commissions' character and anyone else, it will always go for Trix.
It is one of my hidden talents.
21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So you are going to be grabbed. Why did I roll that again? I didn't mean to roll that again. I wanted damage. All right, 8 points of damage there. And you are grabbed. Make me a fortitude saving throw.
11.
Oh.
I actually need to double check.
Do you have that thing where it's if you fail, it's half if it's...
Oh, it's only reflex saves.
Oh, okay.
And it's only for damage.
Okay.
However, you did manage to make the fortitude save, and you are only off target for 1 round.
Nice.
Trix, you are up.
See, I can attack it from where I am, right?
With
the pistol in my other hand.
Yes.
I think, though. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and break the grapple. 27
Nice.
10
plus
plus
KAC.
That is a success.
Yay!
Sweet.
So you are no longer grabbed.
And I am gonna book it for jumping up on top of the truck. I have a +4 to my AC.
Or make me a acrobatics check for jumping on top of the truck.
Oh my god, that's a good idea.
27.
27. You are on top of the truck. All right, Eva.
Can we assume the door right here is open into the ship? We were moving stuff out of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, untarget this thing, I'm going to move and pick up Flimsy and try and drag him and put us inside the ship.
Right, okay.
So move here, pick him up, and then keep moving? Or am I moving and picking him up and then...
I'm going to allow this to be so you take move, pick up, move again.
Okay, so I only used 5 feet, so I'll move...
And it's half speed while dragging Flimsy.
So I'll 15. Well, I moved 5. 15 would be... So I would only be able to go 10 feet here. So I would be like through the door.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd ask Flimsy if he's cooperative, but he's unconscious. So
Yep.
He doesn't get much of a say that.
He's unconscious and grateful.
Flimsy, you're unconscious, prone, stable, and grateful.
Can I do the thing that makes me stand up?
The Sinif. Stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight. There we go. That's the one. To regain consciousness.
And that happens at the start of your turn.
Start of a turn. Okay. I will. Eva, if you're carrying me, am I basically on my feet?
I'm dragging.
Or am I? Oh, okay.
But maybe I've like
Team Noodle Arms.
Yeah. You're half prone essentially.
So Flimsy will stand up, which I guess is that the whole move action?
That's the whole move action.
Yeah, cool. No worries. Eva's trying to get in there, so I feel like it's not the best thing to try and get its attention immediately.
Would you go back and get my sword for me?
It's probably going to lock onto it with wipe the sweat from his brow and clear his eye and use the lock on feature, the
combat tracking,
yeah, to get a BBI on the hop hand. Thank you, Eva. I see what you're up to. Let's see if we can get a better angle on this one.
Or, hide in the ship and shut the doors.
Here is in trouble, though. And that Sharon.
If they can get up.
Looking around at the...
All right. So are you instructing the Sharon to do anything?
If the Sheeran wants to take my idea, but I am not looking at him when I say it. I was looking at Flimsy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I might have nodded to like come in. It's not an instruction, but it's definitely letting it know that it's an option.
Like I've shouted, we're going into the ship to hide, so everyone knows what my intentions are.
I mean, that's a Sharon.
Very clearly saw you dragging the dwarf along.
Yeah.
Hide in the corner. This is what we're doing now, as you hear.
Right. So, I don't think I could make it into the ship, even from where I am. I'd have to go like a big square around.
Yeah, you'd have to go around it. Although you could actually double move.
Yeah, that would do it.
If you double move, I take it you can't attack.
Be correct.
Do I know whether these hounds could get up here as well? I mean, I'm guessing they're reasonably agile.
They are reasonably agile.
Are they more or less agile than a Trix?
I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, Jahir.
I'm just going to shoot it. Just going to go for it. Shoot it.
All right. Boosting.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
Nice.
18
Nice. 18. Roll the damage and roll the d6.
is a 3 and a 5.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. 3 points of damage. And again, it is slightly scorched. So who shot it this turn and hurt?
Can I still move away while I'm...
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Back to... No, because your move
Boosting.
action is to boost.
Boost.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Good instinct there.
Do you believe that the only person who has hit it is Jahir this round? Yes?
Mm,
Let me, bro.
this is not good.
Don't say that, Jahir. It's not good.
Uh, 18 to hit.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And Jahir is down. All right. And that is everything.
Trix
Trix.
is going to run and jump onto the top of the truck.
All right. You move up.
Acrobatics. 30 for my trick
Nice.
attack.
That is going to
Nice.
succeed.
And then, let's
What's the range on your gun?
80.
Okay.
Nice.
$22 to hit.
Hey!
22 will hit.
Yeah.
4
Nice.
points of damage.
Nice.
Ooh. Come get me, stupid dog.
All right, Eva, you are up.
I'm just worried about it mauling him while he's down. So Yeva's gonna finish moving into the ship proper, take a 5-foot step. But as she'll be like, Flimsy, shut the door after you. And then like she turns and looks at the hound, and I'm gonna cast confusion on it and hope that will buy Jahir a little bit of time.
Okay, dokie.
And it succeeds with a 19 will save. Oh my god. Sorry, Jahir.
Okay. Well, I don't say anything.
Yeah, you're unconscious. Shush. All right. Slimsy, what did you do last round?
Stood up and targeted it.
Oh, that was it. Okay. It is now your turn.
Hearing Yeva say to close the door after me, Flimsy will look to Yeva again. Don't worry about it. I'm going to close the door on this side of the door.
Flimsy! What are you doing?
Trapping the healthiest member of the team.
Can't leave someone behind, but he's going to go and get a bit of a... See if he can get a bit of an advantage. It's an action to close the door, right?
I'd allow it to be a move action. Depending. What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's always been an action, so I was planning on it being an action, and it's going to move to get an angle on this thing, so it's got at least distance to run between me and Trix.
All right. You done?
Yep, that's all I can do.
All right. Sharon is inside the ship. They're safe at least. They know how to do what they're told. Jahir, you are unconscious, prone, and dying. If you would like to continue your game, please press the stab.
Start now.
Stabbed.
Hacking himself in the coin.
So you are now stabilized. It is the Hobbe Hound. And Trix just shot it.
Come on, you stupid mutt.
It is gonna try. Right. I go to there. It's gonna make 2 acrobatics checks.
Oh no, it's as fast as I am.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Why didn't that take? Go. Oh, it did take. I'm just looking. I scrolled up to check something else. So it manages to bound up onto the side of a truck
Jesus.
and make the jump across to Trix.
These are like the dogs from Resident Evil. Oh my god.
But is that his full move?
That is a move.
Oh,
and
that is.
now it bites.
What?
I need you to miss.
It's 25.
I need you to miss.
So 25.
Uh-huh.
Minimum damage.
Uh-huh.
Make me a fortitude saving throw.
Come on, Trix.
A 7.
And 7. So you are off target for 4 rounds. All right. Trix, you are up.
Yeah. That scuppered me a lot.
Yep.
Let's... try and...
I think as if you'd been 5 feet further away.
God.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I'm gonna acrobatics my way out of this. 23 isn't gonna do it.
Isn't going to do it. It was a 25 you were aiming for.
I'm just gonna keep whacking it in the face with my pistol.
Pistol whip it, yeah.
I didn't take this operative edge, but I'm gonna keep doing it anyway.
You are up.
Yeva, fuming, runs. This is a window over here. Looks like.
Yeah, sure.
I can't really sit in between spots. I think right here, and she'll shove the Sharon into the wall and be like, "Move!" As she like runs to the window to try and peer out. So she's like bending awkwardly, and I'm gonna cast Confusion one more time on this dog as she gasps to see it like bound up and jump onto the top of the frickin' truck.
All right.
And it succeeds with a 14 on the DC,
come
which is
on.
exactly God.
It's a DC 14, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
So it succeeds on a 14, and unfortunately, it is not confused.
Yeva just puts her head in her hands.
And just goes, warms up the engine.
No.
Flimsy, you are up.
The
Shoot it now!
guards that it would be an action to try and appeal to the guards once more for some assistance, since looking at the layout of the situation, it's clear that we don't have the advantage.
No, it's not going to be an action.
They're probably taking bets right now.
Yeah. And if he sees one taking a bet, he'll be like, you can change the odds. Give us a hand, come on. Is that a diplomacy check?
Oh, yeah, make me a diplomacy check.
29.
Whoa.
29.
Desperation in his voice coming through.
All right. And what else are you doing on your turn?
I would like to move the 20 feet that I can do. As part of the move action, can I pick up Jahir's sword, or is that a separate thing?
That would be a action, I believe.
Then I'm going to leave it where it is. Sorry,
Yep.
Jahir. And I'm going to move there and take a shot at the
It's
hop.
all right. Jahir is still unconscious. I can't.
Okay. If I can take a shot at the Hobbe Hound.
Yep. What's your range?
60.
Oh, okay.
+1 to this, because I did spend a move action a while ago to track it. Looking down his beady rune eye, trying to get a shot at this thing and not, shoot tricks behind with his teleporting bullet gun. Here we go. Oh, it's a 23 to hit.
It hits.
It's heavily wounded.
Oh, 3 points of damage.
Damage. Still up.
It's getting there. Hang in there, Trix.
All right. Sharon is going to do nothing. Jahir, you need to push now the synth stay in fight button if you would like to continue. Right. So you are now just prone. It is the start of your turn. It is a move action to stand up.
Can you boost whilst lying down?
Yes, and it'll also bake into the thing. I don't think it affects you to hit much when you're...
Not with ranged weapons.
Not for ranged.
Yeah.
Am I out of range though? 35.
No, it's a laser weapon.
Oh,
It's probably in the 80s.
So I
got
can
a
just make
range.
standard attack.
What is... Oh, you're just in range. It's actually only 40-foot range.
Really? That's quite surprising for a rifle.
It's a Skittermander weapon. I don't know what that means.
Wow.
I don't know.
Long way for them.
It's Skittermander rifle. They call it a rifle, but it's really just the size of a pistol. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so just a standard attack.
Yes, but you can boost it, unless you want to stand up. But you have to boost
will I
it.
gain anything from standing up?
No.
No. Right, so I'll just...
The ability to move again, right, I suppose.
I could crawl or roll under the truck, I suppose. We can do this. Come on.
We can
18.
do
Yeah.
it.
That is going to hit.
And so 1d6 of a 6.
And roll another d6.
D6 of a 1.
Oh,
Oh.
could have been the killing blow. He wasn't, but he could have been.
So
It
close.
was literally a 1 in 6 chance of being the killing blow. All right, it is its turn. See, do I attack Trix, who didn't do any damage to it? Or do I attack the ones that did damage to it?
You've been going with attacking ones that have done damage, so
Its teeth are.
its approach would.
Its teeth are around Trix's leg, though, and also
it's grappled. Yeah.
still aware that you're awake.
Take me out.
I was going to. 24 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh my god.
11 points of damage.
I was ready to use my last resolve point, but at 11, I can't do anything.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Pressed against the window.
As one by one, your party just gets slaughtered.
As he realizes Trix has got the keys to the ship.
No. Don't worry, I have spare.
All right.
We've got this, Jahir. Remember our training.
Top of the round, 11.
Ooh.
Goblin Trooper 5 enters the field.
Fucking hell.
We've got support.
You're not going to like the support, but you have
He
support.
starts shooting us as well.
Because for some reason, these guys are armed with laser rifles.
What? Oh my god.
It makes sense that they wouldn't want to damage their own things in combat, I guess.
Yep.
Honestly, it's probably in their best interest that we die, because then they get all these weapons and don't have to pay anything.
They'd still have to pay for the weapons. They've been delivered.
Yeah, they're not paying us. The transaction's going straight to EJ.
And then, yeah, Edgecore would probably fine us for dying on the job or some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's right, I'm an orphan. So.
Not paid your grave fees.
So it shoots, it hits, it hit on a 15. It only did 4 points of damage, which doesn't help. Trix, you are unconscious, prone, and dying.
I am going to just go unconscious and pro.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, I'm just going to let the void take me.
Just gonna go.
All right. Put a bit of hustle on that. They do have alternate weapons, but it's going to take a little while to get into position.
Yeva lets out a sob, and as she slams her hand against the window, there's a crack of thunder right behind the Hobbe Hound as she casts Hazard.
Nice.
Because that's it. That's all she's got. And it fails on the reflex save.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so takes 1d3 points of sonic damage. 1 point of sonic damage.
Oh.
It all helps.
It's
Death by
something.
sound of cuts.
And I turn to the Sheeran and I'm like, go open the door!
Why?
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm also going to spend my move action heading back to the door.
Okay.
Just hoping he'll open it so I won't have to spend the action later.
That's a good choice.
Give me either an intimidation or a diplomacy check. Because this guy doesn't want to go back out there.
No, but it also looks really bad that he's in our ship. Diplomacy. She's crying. She's like not in a... Oh, but intimidate. Yeah, she's mad. No, diplomacy. 12.
Okay.
Could have been better.
Flimsy, you are up.
Seeing Trix go down and seeing an armed hobgoblin run past, Flimsy's in full damage dealing mode. Is going to unleash with a full on attack of his teleporting skip shot pistol and hope that one of them teleports right into the Hobbe Hound. Here we go. Don't worry, Trix, we've got you. Oh god. 2 misses. One of them teasing a natural 20 with an 8 on the dice and a 12 on the dice.
Yeah, unfortunately, double miss. Sharon is going to come over and open the door.
Hey.
But they're looking fearful and sort of look like they're going to dart deeper into the ship now that the door is open.
Great.
I mean, you guys are not succeeding in there's hobgoblins out there. Jahir, you're up.
I'm just going to shoot it again.
Yep, boost it, shoot
Boosted, yep, boosted.
Oh,
Is an 8.
an 8 is a miss, I'm afraid.
I
That
might
should-
stand up if I can. Oh, no, I can't.
no.
It's boosted.
Yeah, boosted. Yeah, you sat there until you stopped boosting, but... All right, Hobbe Hound. So, who did damage?
I did 1 point of Sonic.
Oh, yeah, you did.
You did.
It came from behind.
And the door has just opened.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. That how smart are these dogs to know magic casting?
I just see the dog flying all over the map. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Sorry, that's my bad. It's one of them where it's like, if I forget to hold down a button. You did actually do that, so let's...
I did hurt him.
You hurt him a while ago. Numbers, okay. It is going to jump down and move towards Jahir. Jahir, there we go, thank you. And is going to bite Jahir
Hold on, here.
with a natural 1.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Okay, I've got enough range to get up to there. And it's time to break out the whip
Ooh.
and roll another natural 1.
Now they come out.
At least they're not showing us up.
Yeah, I was tempted just to have it an automatic, sort of like off-camera sniper, just and it's dead, but this is slightly more entertainment. Trix, you are up.
I'm gonna stay in the fight.
It is the beginning of your turn.
Oh, okay. I am going to. I wonder how I can't trick attack. Trix is gonna move over there.
Stand up
No,
and
she's
move.
not. No, she's not. She's gonna eye dirt. She's just gonna stand up and she's gonna shoot it.
Okay. You stand up. You take the shot.
Oh yeah, I'm still I'm not grappled anymore.
You're not grappled anymore, but you are still off target.
Mm.
Which unfortunately still makes that only a 9. All right, Hobgoblin 7. It's going to move over with a crack of the whip. Miss.
Ah,
This dog is just rabid now. Yeva, you are up.
Yeva's gonna calmly walk up to here. About 10, 15 feet away from the dog, level the pistol at its snarling, rabid face, and take a shot.
All right. +1 to this.
That's a hit with a 15.
It does hit.
For 2 points of damage.
That bounce. Yeah, 2 points. It is still up. Flimsy.
Flimsy is going to non-calmly hustle and run over this way.
What are you
Damaged
doing?
shield, ragged hair, and try and take a shot at it without, because it's surrounded by all kinds of other things. Like, back to the hell that spawned you, you toothy beast. And take a regular shot with a +1. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The 21 to hit.
21 does indeed hit.
Please teleport in the brain. Please teleport in the brain. 1 point of damage.
Unbelievable.
Jahir?
Right, Jahir's kind of had enough of this. He's gonna grab this thing and he's just basically gonna start beating the shit out of it while just screaming, "Just die!"
All right, so you
Battle
basically. Oh, yeah, you've still got the battle glove. I forgot about that thing.
Nice.
All right, go for it.
That is a 16 to hit.
That will hit. And it's remaining hit point.
Yeah.
It had 1 hit point left. Oh.
He just carries on punching it long after it's gone.
There was 3 different shots on it that could have killed it. There's one from Jahir with a rifle. That final one, if it had been of 6, would have killed it. And then it had 5 hit points remaining. And it took 3 shots, one from Yeva, one from Flimsy, and one from Jahir to finally finish it off. So about 3 hit points left.
Thank you for coming, boys. We've got this. Don't worry about it. We've got all this in hand.
And you are actually quite right. The hobgoblins, although they arrived, did nothing. All they did was miss as much as you guys.
Can't believe that. How many rounds was that?
That was a grand total of 12 rounds.
12 rounds.
That was, yeah. I don't think I've clenched so much in my life.
Yeva's pissed. Like her eyeshadow, her eyeliner is like completely smeared from like angry tears. Is there something in our contract that like Krifu knows that like Edgecore is a piece of shit, but Yeva still has some sort of hope that like contractually speaking, they've completely stepped out of line here by letting their dogs be attacked by them. So she's like thinking about ways that she can try and make them pay for this, legally speaking.
Make me a profession check.
Profession corporate. That's a 19.
Nice.
It's not going to look favorably on them to Edgecore. If they don't resolve this, Edgecore is going to jack up their prices
Okay.
to include danger money.
Okay.
There's nothing in your contract that says that danger money is included or anything along those lines. But once you file your report, Edgecore is going to see it as like, great, crew nearly got wiped out. Luckily, we don't have to pay any liabilities because they didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
But going forward, we're going to charge them through the nose for any further deliveries.
Yeah, but none of that hazard money would ever reach the crews.
Yeah. It's not helped us, but it has hindered them, I guess.
We could spin it somehow.
You can use that potentially as leverage here and now
Right.
to keep this all under the radar. You don't have to go back to Edgecore and go, yeah, they fucked up, we nearly died.
Uh-huh.
You could be still like, we're all fucked up here. What are you going to do to compensate? Or else we've got to file this.
I think that's exactly what she does. She shouts, Lieutenant, how dare you? Edgecore will certainly hear about this, I promise you. So she looks for that lady, that hobgoblin lieutenant.
Yep.
Convince her to start making notes to assist. In the background, looking very officious.
So the hobgoblin does come out to see what all the ruckus is.
And she angrily bears down on her, probably twice her size. I mean, hobgoblins are tall, I guess,
I
but
think they're 7 to 8 foot.
that comes up to at least her neck.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit. Lower.
You're towering above them at least.
Mm-hmm. And she raises literally a gigantic gray finger and points it in her face, summoning all the Karen inside of her, all the Karens across the all the realities, and says, you can rest assured that this is going into our official report, and that Edgecore will make sure that whatever future dealings you may need for your, she spits on the ground, war effort will cost you through the nose.
Sorry, run that past me again.
She's just
I was actually just sorry. I've just looked up. They're 5 feet tall, so you are just
absolutely
dominating this scene.
If you don't patch up our wounded and finish loading up this caravan for us, I will make sure that Commander Vash knows all about your inefficiency here and how you let these dogs roam wild.
And Edgecore will be happy.
Mm-hmm. Edgecore will certainly be happy that they'll be able to charge you for this rigmarole and rickety operation you've got going on here.
Make me an intimidation check.
25.
Nice.
Now I'm rolling hot. What is your name even? And she pulls out a pen, clicks it.
I am Quartermaster Sib. Siib.
Thank you for spelling it.
Near death this time for pleasantries.
No, that it was a bad idea letting you unload here. Well, I'll give you this. You've entertained my troops, and you've come out victorious. I have no choice. And she declares you a gladiator's victory.
Okay.
What does that mean?
You will be tended to. You will be provided a feast, and as per our usual bonuses, a day of leave. Your duties will be attended for you.
Nice.
She nods. All right. Me and my crew will confer, and I will decide if these conditions you've offered are amenable. And she kind of tries to get everyone inside before they notice that the Sheeran is in there.
Oh, no, the Sheeran has been noted.
Ah, damn it. Okay. All right. Well, he's...
The hobgoblins, it's sort of like, yeah, you're responsible for all this mess.
Oh, fuck.
Get over here.
No, we can't let this. He threw rocks. We can't let him. You know, I know he threw them badly and hit me twice, but you know, he still helped us.
He took
Don't
down one of
waste
the
your
dogs.
time showing pity on these pathetic specimens. All they're good for is rushing into their hidey holes when we least expect them, snatching what they are after and disappearing again. We'll soon exterminate them.
He took down one of your dogs. He deserves the gladiator's victory as much as any of us.
He
He
did.
stood and fought while you cowered and laughed in the corner.
Gonna want a bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate. Or a bribe. I'll take bribes. I don't think this is a time for bribes.
But there's 3 credits, Sarah.
It's always a time for bribes.
Does that loosen any doors, maybe?
Look, take this Infinity Rifle as payment for his life and go.
That's our infinity rifle.
Yeah, but it's
Put it
you.
neatly back in the box.
Put all the packaging back around again, making it look.
I give you this gift.
Well, surely the dog meat can feed the army or someone. Could they take that as payment?
I mean, they're dogs. You know, it's like, in theory, they can actually charge you with destruction of private property.
Yeah.
I love the idea of killing someone's dog and then be like, I brought you food.
But no, we're going to go with. You're going to have to do a little bit of convincing for this slave.
Okay, so is it-
Prisoner, sorry.
Who do you want to check from?
They're treated like slaves, which is why. But yeah, prisoner. Sorry. I'm gonna take. So, who did the majority of the talking for the prisoner?
yeah,
Between me and Richard, I think.
Yep. So, okay. Pick one of you to lead the discussion, and the other one can assist. And you
Which one
can
do you do, Richard?
either roll a diplomacy or an intimidation, and I'll take them not matching. So, if one of you wants to roll intimidation and one wants to roll diplomacy, that's fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
Are you better at one than the other?
I'm fairly diplomatic.
You can also both roll the same if that works for you guys.
I'm neither in neither of them. So. If that's even a sentence.
I'll roll a diplomacy and see whether an assist would be helpful.
Yeah, you're just looking for a 10, so even if you're not graded, it's
21 for the diplomacy from Flimsy. Jahir can roll either, is that right?
yes.
Oh,
That was so close to a 20, but a 2.
Jahir style diplomacy.
Fine, and they just wander away,
Oh,
I was
leaving
gonna give
the
him my glove.
prisoner to their business, as it were.
oh, so they're still a prisoner. They don't just left it on the ship.
Well, they're expecting you to get them off the ship. I mean,
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if we just won this, Sharon.
I thought we'd adopted him.
Oh,
We could just take off without
they're
getting him back down again.
in personal attachment to this thing. It's like they really don't care what happens with this one prisoner. It's not worth the arguing.
But they still want him.
Oh, maybe we can.
No, they're kind of expecting you. You don't want some stinky prisoner clogging up your ship. You'll probably kick him off when you leave.
all right.
That's up
So
for the ship's crew to decide.
it looks like we did. So she'll like kind of go to the door and be like, "Well, it looks like you narrowly avoided the being mauled by dogs, just like we all did."
I didn't narrowly avoid being mauled by dogs as I showed them my legs.
Oh, right.
Jumps down off the van and her ankle just buckles. Falling.
I'm still technically laying on the floor. So.
All of us is hopping across the room towards Eva.
Who's untouched? Look, it was only a matter of time. I mean, they would have come for me, maybe eventually, if I wasn't inside the ship with the door closed.
I am glad they didn't. Those things hurt.
You made the smart choice, Eva, but I couldn't leave them out there. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I didn't realize they would be as acrobatic as our famous tricks here.
I was going easy on him.
What's your name? She says, looking at Sheeran.
Zobin.
Zolpin.
They are pleased that you assisted in this. And for talking with them.
They, them. Zobin.
Thank you for your help, Zolbin, sorry.
Zobin.
Zobin.
X. Oh.
Zobin.
Zobin.
Cheers. Thank you for your help, Zobin. I know in a position you're in like this, to come through like that, it was remarkable.
I mean, it was probably going to eat me if I didn't. Or you were going to feed me to it?
No, that's not really our style. We're a little bit peeved to see the situation here as it is, but a job's a job sometimes.
So, what now?
I pick up my sword.
You can pick up your sword, yes.
I thought if I don't say that in about 2 sessions' time, you're going to be like, "Wait, you didn't say you picked up your sword."
No, I'm not that kind of GM. It's one of them
exactly
where
the kind of GM he is.
Flimsy.
I'll beat you within an inch of your life, but I'm not going to deprive you of your sword.
Flimsy, do we have like an extra pair of uniform or something?
I think we've got some in this cupboard over here. Do you want to come look in this cupboard away from the main room, whilst Jahir is looking over that way with his sword?
I was thinking if we took him with us to the mountain but dressed him in our uniform, it would look like we, well, to the hobgoblins at least, owned him. Well, that doesn't sound right. Or that he was a part of our retinue.
Would we know if from what we know maybe of the slaves, whether or not whether or not they would they expect the Sheeran just being part of the crew? Would they suspect someone in a similar uniform to be?
I mean, it's not even suspicion. We just say we took him. They seem to respect brute force.
Okay, that's fair enough. I was gonna see if he was gonna go and hide away somewhere, but
well, we have to leave the ship here to deliver the stuff. So yeah, if he stays, then we don't know how long he'll stay in there, or if they'll come into the ship to get him.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm sure we could got a few spares around. Maybe not in your size or my size, but I'll have a look.
So,
in
how do you feel about coming on a journey?
Adventure.
I don't know. They are grateful for your assistance, but they haven't thought about what this all could mean. You're looking at somebody who is broken.
Right.
They honestly woke up this morning, like every morning for the past several months, expecting today is going to be the day that they die. You coming along and basically turning around and saying, "We can get you out of this," is not something that they considered a remote possibility this morning.
Yeva's alignment level neutral. Tempted to just start giving him orders until we're done with the job and off planet, and then we can like get them into therapy. But she doesn't want to have the rest of the group look at her like she's one of these monster hobgoblins.
Lindsay will walk up to Zobin, and if he can reach, put a hand on his shoulder. Listen, you've had a tough time, and it's a dangerous world out there. But if we work together, sometimes we can achieve great things. But you should always be ready. Here, take this with you. And he's going to put this banana in Zobin's hands.
Literally going to ask for something to eat.
Right. Food, water, shower.
Yes.
Let's just give him some space. I think he's been through a lot. I mean, we're used to fighting and near-death experiences, and he was nearly ripped to death by those dogs. Let's just take it a step at a time with him.
I, for one, am looking forward to maybe having a wee nose at the medical facilities that this outpost might have.
So, let's summarize. What I'm getting the feeling is you're going to show him at least the wash facilities.
Mm-hmm.
And the galley, so
Yes.
they can eat.
And do look around for a similar sized uniform as well. So at the very least, it's change clothes, but it also works potentially into the plan of
Yep.
crewing.
As you sort of like set them off to do what you want, there is a knock at the door. For the want of a better word, we're in space. There shouldn't be knocks at the door on a spaceship.
We're technically planet side, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but there is a knock on your door.
Oh, the doorbell's not working again.
We need one of those squeaky force fields so that we can know when people come in.
I'm just going to get the door.
Hello.
Tricks, you see a hobgoblin, and it's like Quartermaster Sib has sent me to escort you to the medical and mess hall for food and medical attention.
Sweet. And all comes the guys. I rides here to get the food and stuff.
Is it gladiator time?
Yes.
Are you not pleased?
Are you not medically healed?
You gotta go patch us up. Come on. We're burning daylight.
You've never seen Flimsy move so fast.
Yes.
A word?
Carry on.
All right.
Ava, could I take it you don't need healing. Could you stay with Zobin and maybe help him?
I wasn't keen on feasting with these people anyway.
It'd mean a lot. I feel like I failed you all on the battlefield, and he just reminds me of me when I was young. I just need to know that he's safe and away from these brutes.
I will look after him. And she's like a little like, whoa, okay. But don't feel like you failed. They failed us. They were supposed to make sure we were able to complete this work unharmed. And despite my threats, I still have every intention of reporting this full accounting to Edge Corps and making sure they pay in every way possible.
You always seem to know what to do. I just saw you all being attacked, and I just threw myself into it. I thought I could just, I could take them all, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not as strong as I thought I was. I thought I could handle those things easily. Is it normally like this? Is it,
No, I mean, we fought these goblins on Castrovel, and that felt easier, but I've never seen dogs like this before.
I just really wanted to say that I'm really sorry for laughing at you about the space bugs and the worms. I'm sure it was a really tough fight, and
Yeah, well, I'm worried about making it a habit, the flimsy, going KO'd like that.
I have noticed he falls over a lot. Is that normal? Is that...
He just takes it upon himself to take it all, the bear the brunt of everything, and it worries me.
It worries me too. And you see Jahir just sort of walk off, sort of almost like in shame, sort of head low, and to go and receive the medical treatment. You know, not quite the stature he had at the start of the fight.
All right, and this is where we are going to wrap up this session with Trix, Jahir, and Flimsy walking to the medical center and on to a feast of champions.
First thing that's gone our way.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We've run on a little bit, but didn't want to interrupt that. So we are going to be back next week here on Manapot Studios at 7:30. Well, usually around 10:30. We'll try and keep it a little more prompt, but there's no sense in interrupting a good thing. I have been and will continue to be Karen Russmore. You can find me here on Manapot Studios at 7:30 p.m. GMT on Mondays, and on my own channel over on twitch.tv/Karen Russmore on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday, where I play a variety of games. I've just started XCOM 2, and I believe on Friday it'll be Hitman 3, or it could be a continuation of Resident Evil. Need to double check up on that. And Flimsy.
I'm JStation64. Thank you for watching. You can find me on my channel on Thursday at 9 p.m. playing No Man's Sky, dying less often in space. And on Saturday mornings, 9:30 a.m. UK time, playing Red Dead Redemption as a cowboy, trying to be the baddest cowboy I can, as best as possible. And sometimes I appear on Karen Russmore's stream, helping him and supporting him with his Resident Evil adventures on Fridays.
All right. And Eva.
Hi, I'm Criffo Bernal. I'm one of the captains and producers here at Manapot Studios. If you enjoyed today's stream, please join us on the Discord to chat about it and see about, all of the extra awesome fun stuff that we're doing over here at Manapot Studios. You can follow me on all socials and on Twitch at Criffo Bernal.
All right. Trix.
I am Crit Commissions. I do arts of things across all social media platforms under the tag of Crit Commissions.
And finally, Yahira.
I am Retro Ted, and when I'm not really dying a lot in games, I do die a lot in games. You can find me on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays over on my channel. We are playing through the Infinity-based engine games at the moment. So we did Baldur's Gate, and we are on Planescape Torment at the moment, and it is a torment. Yes.
All right, thank you all very much, and hope to see you here next week. And until then, bye.
Bye.